motherfucker. So, another couple years down, another Resident Evil game on our plates. But what makes 7 different from 5 and 6? Well, in my opinion, it's not complete fucking shit that has more explosions than a Michael Bay wet dream. And it's actually a return to their old form. A survival horror game. Let me just say this. If you're a new fan of Resident Evil, or if you're an old fan, you'll probably fucking like this. Because it's a very well-made fucking survival horror game. It has problems, don't get me wrong. I'll talk about those later. But I'm gonna discuss the good right now. The story is a very Resident Evil 1 game. You're trapped in a fucking house, you gotta get out with your wife, and you gotta kill evil along the way. Except for the wife part, that's new, and I dug that. I mean, it has that very Resident Evil feel to it. It gives a lot of backstory behind what the fuck happened at this farm and why everyone's so fucked up, why the infection got out, why your wife's in this position she's in. It does a really good job of explaining it all. I didn't really have a lot of questions not answered. I mean, they do this annoying fucking thing. Whoa, look at this. We gotta get this done. And it's in the DLC that's coming out. Not a big fucking fan of that. I really fucking wanted this little part of the story that I was going through. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna beat the fuck out of this person. And then, oh, wait a minute. DLC alert, guys. Not a big fan of that. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's a free DLC, but could you not, like, fuck with the story just so you can have a DLC in there? And they do this really terrible, like, telltale choice somewhere around the middle of the game that is really out of fucking place, and it's actually, it determines the ending you get. But here's the thing, you don't fucking know that. But I chose the obvious choice, like most of my friends told me they chose. Because you have more of a connection to that fucking choice than you do the other one. Like, it doesn't really do anything to the gameplay. I mean, you fight an extra boss if you choose one option, but you get the bad ending. Take my word for it, it's really out of place, and it does not fit any of the fucking game. That's one of my little complaints about this story. Overall, everything else is pretty fucking great. I like the return to form in a big fucking house. You gotta get out. You gotta get the fuck out. Simple shit like that. Makes me appreciate it. The new characters I also enjoyed. I love the fucking hillbillies. I like Jack, Marguerite, and Lucas. They're fucking sadistic fucks. I dug it a lot. I dug Ethan. I dug his wife, Mia. They were cool. Mia was actually a pretty fucking cool character. I thought she was just gonna be one of those, like, damsel in distress sort of characters. Nah, she's actually quite the character. I dug her a lot. Ethan, however, that motherfucker could take some damage. I mean, let's just say this. He's not as strong as Chris Redfield. He cannot punch fucking boulders into lava pits. Let's just say that. This motherfucker gets his limbs cut off. He gets his ass beaten all the time by some evil. I dug him a lot. I loved most of these characters. Now on to the real part I want to talk about, the gameplay. It's a real return to form with this Resident Evil game. Because if you've played, like, 1 through Code Veronica, it has that, like, tension feel, like, yeah, you better keep your fucking ammo in check and your health in check, too. But you don't want to keep it all in check. Use that fucking box where you can put anything in and just dig out whatever the fuck you put in that box. I missed that. I missed the sense of, like, urgency that, oh yeah, I need to heal now, but I don't have any fucking health. I need bullets now, but I can't fucking find or craft any. I love that feel. That's really survival horror for me. That's what a survival horror game is. Having a limited amount of shit that you need and you can use. That was fucking awesome. I love seeing that again in the game. And the fact they have secrets. Like, there's secret areas, like there's some items you pick up and you'd be like, what the fuck's this for? And you look it up, or you find it out on your own. And you find out that can actually lead to a thing that can boost your health or give you a steady aim or quicker reload speed. They do that just like they kind of did in other Resident Evil games. There's a specific part in Resident Evil 2 that I remember where if you don't pick up any item before you get to the Raccoon City Police Department and then you kill Brad, you pick up a key that he drops and you can open a locker. Secret shit like that was which I appreciate. They do that in this game too. That was a little harkening back to old Resident Evil games. I like that a lot. Not to say it's all harkening back to older Resident Evil games. It does a lot of new stuff. It has first person. I mean, yes, you can say we've seen that before in Survivor and Dead Aim. Not that much in Dead Aim, but more in Survivor. But I'll argue back, those games are shit. I've played them. They're not that goddamn great. It really gave me that claustrophobic feel of I'm not really in a lot of control here. The controls are really like stilted. I think it's supposed to be like that. You turn really slow, you run really slow. It's very claustrophobic. That's the best way I can put the first person perspective they've added. It's really fucking great too. But here's my biggest gripe about the game. There are not a lot of enemies. Like, there's probably maybe 2 recurring ones that you'll fight throughout the game. Black sludge monster things with teeth. Over and over and over again. I mean, say what you will about shitty Resident Evil games, they had variety. Sometimes. But with this game, there were just a couple black sludge monster things I needed to kill over and over again, and sometimes I fight the hillbillies. I got some great boss fights, but the final boss fight as well is really disappointing. They do that thing where they hype it up as some big fucking boss battle like they usually do in Resident Evil games, but then you end up using like not even half the bullets in one of your guns. And I was a little pissed about that they did it again. They hyped it up so well. They made it look like it was going to be fucking great, but in the end I probably used like a couple shotgun rounds on the final boss, and then that was it. Pretty garbage. Alright, here's the score for today. I'm going to give it an 8. I originally gave it a 7. I won't lie, I was going to give it another 7, but I replayed it this week, and it's actually really fucking good the second time around. It's a lot more tension-filled, and it has a lot more going for it the second time around, because you know where the shit is, and you know you can kick a lot more ass, and you won't feel so like, ugh, I'm fucked now. The second time around really saved it for me. It has quite a bit of replayability value. I had to give it that. Alright guys, that's the review for today. Leave a like if you like this. Leave a dislike if you didn't. Subscribe if you want to see more of my beautiful face. And if you have $60 lying around, I would seriously recommend picking this game up. Especially if you're a fan of survival horror games like me. I really can't believe I'm fucking saying that finally. A fucking good survival horror Resident Evil game. Maybe 2017 is looking up for me. I'm not sure. Maybe it'll just end up being garbage like 2016. I had a good feeling about that. Look how that turned out. Not great. Anyway, guys, do all that YouTube shit. Keep on breathing oxygen. I don't know. I don't really have an outro again. See you later.